Yeah, this is Bang Bang Rahal. Years ago, I met Joe Pole and Alex Steen down at Twickenham Wine Bar, and I was talking to Joe about Roy because I'd already sparred with Roy down at Beckett. Yeah, I was just talking to him about it, and I was talking about Donny the Bull Adams. Donny the Bull Adams was a gypsy, and he was king of the gypsies. I mean, I think he had about 48 fights, 45 fights, something like that. And he'd won every one of them, and he was wicked. I mean, he used to really bash them up, you know. I mean, when they go down, I mean, around in them days, I think it was hitting the floor, you know, and he used to bash them up, mate. He used to bash them up. He used to really smash them to pieces. Donny Adams was what he called a bull. The bull, Donny Adams, he was a bull. When he went in there, mate, he used to smash them to pieces. And I was talking to Joe Pyle about it, and he was telling me that because the plate was because they was in the game with Eamon Andrews and all that stuff, but it was all cancelled, yeah. But when the papers got hold of it, and they was talking to Joe Pyle, Joe Pyle said to me that they had to make a name up for Roy, you know, because Donny the Bull Adams, and it didn't sound right to say Roy Shaw, so he made a name up, yeah. It was Pretty Boy Roy Shaw, yeah. And when he met Roy Shaw at a gym, his gym in the pub, he was telling to Roy, he said, "Listen, I just got a name for you." And Roy was saying, "Yeah, what sort of name is it?" He says, "Yeah, it's a good name, it suits you to the T." He said, "What's the name? What's the name?" He said, "Pretty Boy Roy Shaw." He started laughing, Roy. He said to me, Roy really laughed. He couldn't stop laughing. Pretty Boy Roy Shaw. He said, "That's a lovely name, so that's the business, right?" And what they had to do then, he was telling me, Joe Pyle, that he got hold of what was his name now? The guy who does all the circuses and all that. Billy Smart, yeah, Billy Smart, and he got hold of Billy Smart, and Billy Smart was going to give him a tent, one of them big tents to have the fight in, and they hired a tent from Billy Smart. I think Billy Smart was a bit involved in it, you know, big old fat old Billy Smart was a bit involved in it. And it was Joe Pyle, Alex Steen, and Roy Shaw. Roy, what a good name, it? Roy Pretty Boy Shaw. And I think it was supposed to be something like December the 75, 74. I'm not quite sure, you know. I don't know when it actually did happen. I'm not quite sure now. He did tell me. Joe Pyle, but anyway, I forgot about all that. But I remember when I talked to Joe about the fight, he said that Roy smashed Donny Bull Adams. He said he smashed him to pieces, mate. In seconds, he battered him, yeah. And it's a shame, really, because Donny the Bull Adams was a good fighter. I mean, I don't think Roy would have beat him in his younger days. I don't think so. I think Donny the Bull Adams would have beat Roy. He was a good fighter. I mean, he'd done a lot of sparring. He sparred with lots of people, Donny the Bull Adams, some good names as well. And, you know, I mean, it's a shame. It's a shame to see him go out like that. But I remember when I fought Brian Hall at the box on thing with Frankie Warren. And who was the referee? Donny the Bull Adams. Yeah, Donny the Bull Adams was the referee. That's a long time ago, mate. And he looked well done. He looked well. It was a powerful man even then. He looked really powerful, defined, cut up a little bit. But when he was fighting, mate, he was an airful. I mean, he was to bash up travellers like it was going out of fashion. He was a proper gypsy, yeah. Donny the Bull Adams was a proper gypsy. I think he wanted to fight Roy again, but in the end, Joe Pyle said, "Well, there's no contest there, you know, because Roy smashed you." In the first fight, he said there'd be no contest, you know what I mean? And then Roy went to fight Lenny McLean, and Roy battered Lenny. In the first fight, Roy bashed him up bad, yeah? Really did bash him up, you know, and then I think all the other fights were get-ups. I don't know, it was like anything to do with Joe Pyle in a way. I got a funny feeling, and Frankie Warren, I think it was a get-up myself, personally. I've sparred with Roy Shaw. I mean, Roy Shaw, when I sparred him, was about, 14 and a half stone, 15 stone. I was 19 and a half stone then. but he could march on, Roy. And when he fought Lenny, when he first fought Lenny must have been the same weight when I was to spar with Lenny. Lenny couldn't be no more than 17 stone, 17 and a half stone, because I got really fit when I came out of prison. Really fit. I went down in weight. I went down to about 17 and 18 stone, yeah. Because when I sparred with Roy, I was about 19 stone. And then I really started training hard then, and cut all the fat off me, not all the fat, all the bulk, and really trimmed up. I went to about 17, 18 stone, the same as when I fought Lenny. Lenny was about 17 stone. When I was sparring Lenny down the Beckett, he was about 17 and a half stone. And when Roy first fought Lenny, I think Lenny was about that weight, the same weight, and Roy was just too powerful for him, mate. Just walked over the top of him, and then he started taking the roids and got powerful, big, and become an animal, really. I mean, Lenny McLean was an handful then. I didn't fight Lenny then. I was down to fight Lenny a few times. Big, powerful man. He got up to about 22 stone. Big, really powerful. Strong, you know, and of course he would have been an handful. I regret that we never fought, but anyway, it's not about me. It's about Roy Shaw and Donny Bull Adams. But I'm just, I love the name when he made that pretty boy Roy Shaw up. You know, Joe Pearl. I like Joe. When he's big respected man, Joe Pearl. I mean, and Alex Steen. Another one, big respected men. I mean, them men ain't made today. They're not the same today, mate, as what it was in them days, yeah? Even the fighters in them days are not the same as what they are today. It's all changed. In my time, when I started doing the unlicensed fighting, I suppose, was what? End of 78, right at the very end of 79. When I started to do the unlicensed fighting, it was a different game then. Now, it's crazy, you know. You hear them online. It's crazy that they're all they do all the time is shout at each other. You're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. All them, it don't happen. It never happens. I don't know what it's about. I mean, in my times, you used to go and meet someone and just write it down. Yeah, we'll fight. 2 days later, you'll fight. You know what I mean? And 2 days later after that, you know, another fight. Now, it's 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, all the shouting and hollering and what they can do and what they can't do. Really, they're that, aren't they? Come on, they're that. They really are that, really, aren't they? Because they can't fight. They get in the ring and it's all about, it's about media, isn't it? It's finished now. All this unlicensed fighting, mate, is finished. It's a joke. It's a complete joke. I mean, I'm gonna do an unlicensed. I'm gonna do my own venue. Look at me, my own video on my mate Matt Legg, because Matt Legg, you know, has got a good story. You know, I mean, Matt Legg fought AJ, didn't he? You know what I mean? And he trained really hard in prison. You know, and he done most of his training in prison. He come out and fought to fight AJ. You got to respect that man big time, and he trains now even more. And every time he does a video or podcast, he gets fantastic views. Everybody's got a good word against about him, because he's a gentleman. He's a right nice guy. He's got everybody out there should watch that Matt Legg's videos. His podcasts and videos are fantastic. Give the guy a chance, you know what I mean? He's really good. I mean, he's been doing it for not a long time, really. I mean, and he's come up tenfold, mate. He's come up tenfold. I love it. I like Matt Legg. He's a nice guy. And anyway, this is all Bang Bang Radio. Please press the like button and subscribe, and try and look at the Donny Adams and Roy Shaw fight. And yeah, I mean, I really myself personally, I think that he'd have done Roy in his earlier days, yeah. Because come on, the guys had what, 48 fights, 49 fights, something like that, before he even fought Roy. You know what I mean? So you can imagine what it was like. Anyway, my got big respect for that Donny Adams, Donny the Bull Adams, and Pretty Boy Shaw. Pretty Boy Shaw. Respect and last one.